Mother is directed and written by Darren Aronofsky and it stars Javier Bardem and Jennifer Lawrence. They play a couple that lives in this wonderful house, very isolated house, and one day they start getting visited by a few people, then a lot of people, then an exaggerated amount of people, and their life starts to crumble into chaos when before it was peaceful. And that's all I really want to say about the plot of this movie, because if I really get into the plot of this movie, really the premise, I will spoil things. I will have a Mother interpretation or spoiler thoughts on Friday, but I will tell you this. Mother, as far as direction, is a mesmerizing movie. The shots in this film are immaculate, the editing is pitch perfect, the cinematography is out of this world, really, to be honest. Some of the best cinematography I have seen in all my entire life of watching movies. The sound editing is also magnificent, how they use sound as people are moving around this house, because Aronofsky, at least in the beginning, he cuts very little. He follows Jennifer Lawrence around very closely. In fact, there are not many shots, there are some, but not many that move away from her character, and we are always seeing her from the back or up close in her face, seeing her reactions to everything as this story develops. And Jennifer Lawrence, speaking of her, is fabulous in this film. I do think she deserves an Oscar nomination, at least as of this moment. She truly is mesmerizing as well. She goes through a wide range of emotions and she expresses them in a fabulous way. Both when she has to explode and lash out at Javier Bardem or someone else, or when she needs to be subtle and just let you sink in what she is feeling and what she is going through. Javier Bardem as a performer is also very good. In fact, he is great as well. His character, we'll talk about him in the Spoilers Thoughts videos. He's very good as an actor, as an interpreter of what was in the script of what this movie is. This movie is very allegorical. However, it is very straightforward in what that allegory is. And after seeing it, I understand how people are lashing out and being very offended of this movie. But I think this is a very personal movie. A movie from a director with a very loud voice. He clearly is saying something with this film, and he's saying this something about something very specific. But he is putting a lot to unpack in this one film. There is a lot that he is saying with this one film. And again, it's very personal. He is clearly putting his own feelings and his own thoughts on the subject matter and the consequences of the subject matter into this film. And I like that. I like when the director has a voice and when you see a movie and you think, yeah, this clearly only comes from this director. And if you know of Darren Aronofsky as a person, you know why he's saying these things. He does tell this story in the way he does so very well. There are moments in this movie where you are just trying to wonder what he is trying to say with this one scene or with that one scene. What does this element mean? What does that element mean? And he visually, again, uses the house very well. This house is in constant shape-shifting mode, if you will, and that creates for an enthusiastic and very interesting mode of visual storytelling, which, again, visually is fantastic in this film. I do think the movie runs into a little bit of trouble, however, because it can come off as pretentious. And it does, because at times you are asking yourself, why do you need this vehicle to tell this story this way? And why do you need to have the allegoric elements be so heavy? At times, because it is so very straightforward in what the allegory is, it does feel like it didn't need the allegory itself to make this movie interesting or potent or poignant. And I do think that some of the violence in this movie is just too egregious. It didn't need to be the way it was done, especially because he is doing things in a very allegoric sense. There are visuals in this movie that just could have been subtler, in my opinion. Could have been done in a very elegant way. And Aronofsky knows how to do things in an elegant manner when it comes to doing them allegorically. There are a lot of people who will like this movie because they don't understand it. There are a lot of people that will like this movie because they do understand it. There are a lot of people that will understand this movie and not like it. There are a lot of people that will not get this movie and not like it. Aronofsky is a fabulous director. He is uber talented and he does a great job with this movie. Does run into some trouble, and again, I understand how some people may be offended with this. Unlike Noah, which I honestly thought it was pathetic for anyone to be offended at that. This, however, yes, completely understandable. I was not offended by Mother. However, I can understand how people were offended by Mother. In every technical aspect, it is immaculate and pristine and mesmerizing to look at. Mother is not a film that I will watch again because I want to relax and enjoy a movie. There's not much pleasure that you can take out of watching this movie. However, I will watch Mother for studying because I want to analyze film and study film and all its meanings and why that cut was there and why that light was there. Mother is a film for film students, and I don't like saying that because that's not necessarily a good thing, but it's not a movie for everyone. However, I will definitely say that Mother is a collector's item. What did you think of Mother, my beautiful geekies? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Were you offended? Were you not? Don't tell me your personal take on the movie yet. Let's wait for the spoilers video on Friday where we can discuss it freely. Tomorrow I have reviews for The Book of Henry and A Ghost Story. I already have a review for Kingsman: The Golden Circle, so go check it out if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. I love you from the bottom of my heart. And until tomorrow, you stay beautiful, you stay geeky, and if you haven't done so yet, click the subscribe button and the bell so we can be geeky united!